Welcome, everyone. We're so excited to have you today. This is DeepTarget's webinar for August 2019. And I'm David Kingsbury, and I'm so excited to have our panel with us today. First of all, I've got Brenda Pierce. Good morning, Brenda.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Good, good. Helen Triplett is with us.
And I'm doing well, too.
Fantastic.
We're glad to be here.
We're so excited that everybody could join us today. We want to make sure that everybody is actually hearing us and seeing us. And I think we are, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. So just hang on 1 second, and we're going to try to make sure that we're sharing our screen. And here we go. Fantastic. All right, so our topics today are going to be, wait for it, digital marketing trends, right, for 2019, fantastic. So, and then our ever-loving Helen's hints that everybody is raving about, and we've had standing ovations from that. And then finally, we've got our case study. So we have a special guest on today that's going to talk about their case study, right, Brenda?
That's right.
And we're really excited about that. And then we've got our digital marketing campaign of the month and superstar of the month awards that we can't wait to share with you. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get right into it. So Brenda, what do we have going this morning?
So there's so many great articles out there, and we've been looking at it, and we want to show the trends that are happening. And there's so much that we have on the webinar today. I'm just going to kind of highlight it and then let you guys go back and read these articles for yourself. But what's happening here, so here's a great quote, and it's talking about how customers are saying, why can't my bank or credit union do this? And what they mean is, give me the same experience that I have when I'm on Apple, Google, or Amazon. And it's talking about the artificial intelligence and kind of like it's a look ahead if this is what they're expecting. And so this is where we need to be as we move forward in the industry.
That's right.
So that brings us a great quote, and maybe some of you know,
Boom.
Wayne Gretzky, you know, the hockey legend. He said, play where the puck is going to be rather than play where the puck already is. And that's where the wisdom comes in. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to look ahead and see where we need to play.
That's
for
right.
all you hockey people,
that's right.
You know Wayne.
And there's a bunch of hockey fans up in the Northeast,
that's
right?
Right. That's exactly right. So,
Great.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one. This was a great article. It had so much information. I just pulled out just a few tidbits, but you want to go back and read this. It's from the Financial Brand, and it's just kind of telling us that it also talks about Amazon and how people are now using their phones to do the whole transaction process digitally. And so that's what they're expecting, and it's just going to grow. I mean, you can look at the number of people that have smartphones, and they're doing everything through the phone. So that's going to be another huge need as we move forward. Another thing with the fintechs, we look at this chart is a little scary, and it talks about how they have not moved into auto lending or mortgage spaces, but it's likely that they will. So as you are starting to plan, you know, we need to make sure that we are giving the users an experience that they want to come back, because you're going to be competing with these fintechs, and they are growing the culture by making it so easy and a personal experience. But the good thing is that you guys have a lot of data that you can mine, and artificial intelligence helps you, but you can personalize things and make it member-centric digital experiences that will keep your customer base loyal. And DeepTarget helps you with that as well. So
that's right.
I really like the feature. So, for instance, here, if you are doing an auto campaign and someone goes and buys the automobile, then it turns off that, and you're not served up that ad anymore.
That's right.
So that's the kind of flawless experience they want.
That's right.
Relevant, very relevant.
Experience. That's right. And you don't want to waste their time.
No.
Because we all know that in any one particular month, every single customer or member is experiencing at least one, but generally one financial need. and you want to make sure you hit that during that monthly period so that you provide the best service overall for your members or customers, right?
Right. So, okay.
Great.
So that was a great article. There's so much more in it. So when you get the PDF, you can click on that. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you,
So
Brenda.
uh-huh.
Good.
Okay, now let me just share customer success meetings. We've been having a lot of those, and we just want to share some quotes from some of our customers. This one, it says, we found that DeepTarget review meetings were very useful because they helped show us some helpful tools we had overlooked. And plus, the reviews allowed us time to really ask questions about the reports for ways to best leverage our ads. And that came from Patricia, and that's right. And how I like to look at it is like if I'm doing financial planning, I go in and I can look and see, and they tell me, am I meeting my goals? What do I need to do to tweak this so that I hit the mark?
That's right.
And it's 30 minutes of time that can be invaluable. So,
well, and we know that most of you guys are wearing multiple hats, and you might forget about some new fantastic feature that DeepTarget has released, right, Helen?
That's right.
And that's not your fault at all. It's just you're not in the product like we are every day.
Right.
And so some of these cool features we need to refresh you on and bring you up to speed on and so forth. And Patricia had a great meeting with Helen recently, right, Helen?
In Sutter, yeah. And also we want to. That's a good segue into our next slide. So this is another customer success quote that we got, and this is from Rochelle, and she was talking about whether you're a one-person marketing department.
Oh, Rochelle loves us.
You can get things off the ground. So we're here as a resource for you to give you that one-on-one time and to talk about those things, and it's a personal experience for your financial institution.
Yeah, and I love this because she says, and a lot of our customers are one-person marketing departments, and they take a few hours each quarter and they plan. So for you guys that plan quarterly, you're in for a treat today because we've got some great helpful hints for you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great.
So,
thank you, Rochelle, for
yes.
a great quote. If you happen to be out there.
And we know you're on the line, so there you go. So okay. Go down to all right. And so here again, it's a 30-minute call. That's it. You can ask all the questions, but we will go through and we will show you where you can improve. And I'd like to throw out the gauntlet that if Helen and her team can't make you more profitable, then
drive better results. Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
They will drive better results. So.
That's right. And Helen's put together a really nice regiment of things to cover that make sure you're well aware of all the latest capabilities of DeepTarget and taking advantage of them if you need to.
Right.
So, way to go, Helen.
Yeah,
awesome.
Helen and her team.
Speaking of Helen, whoa, is it time for Helen Hints? No way. Okay, Helen.
It's that time again.
That's right, it's that time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
This is going to be great.
Okay, this month's topic is quarterly planning and cleanup. So you can go to the next one. So here we are. We're just about ready for the fourth quarter.
Just about ready.
So as we'll talk more through this presentation today, we're going to be talking about quarterly promotions and what how you plan your strategies. You have your plan for the year. You've got things that you do first, second, third, and fourth quarter.
Right.
These are kind of the typical ads that we see that people are using or that are throwing out there for these quarters. But let's also look at that fourth quarter here.
Well, and you may be running all of your campaigns, but others will bubble to the top of your priority list on a quarterly basis or even a monthly basis, right?
That's
as well.
Right. And you may focus on those.
That's right.
These particular.
And I think that's what this is talking about.
Yes.
Right here.
So go ahead.
Perfect. Okay.
So this one we're going to focus on Q4, which are auto loans, credit cards, and consumer loans. So as David mentioned, the best practice is to not just focus on one or two campaigns that you're doing, that you're running at all times. You're going to see when we get to our case study, why it's good to have a broad group of campaigns out there. But you do want to, the ones that you're trying to promote more in that quarter, those are the ones you want to prioritize. So this is the time, we're ready for Q4. it's time to get your ads ready, if you haven't already started that work, so.
Exactly. Good.
All right.
Okay, and so some of, we put together this list of different kind of holiday promotions. It's not just Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween. There's the National Name Your Car Day, which I thought was kind of interesting because that could be a cute idea for auto loan.
That's right.
And then, get smart about credit day. So, there, some of these promotions that you can have are really cool for Q4 that you can really take advantage of being a financial institution.
And so I have to ask, so
Yeah.
have you guys named your car?
Not the one I have now.
So I usually do.
I do too.
Yeah. Sophia is
your
is
car?
my car right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. So might have to trade Sophia in though. Anyway,
Well, you need a good loan. You need a good auto loan.
So these are just some fun ideas, outside the traditional holidays that you can take advantage of.
That's right. And a lot of these, are not from us. We got these all, most of these from our customers are actually using them and have in the past. And I think we're going to show you some of that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what we're trying to do here is just get ahead of that curve.
That's right.
Try to give you some. I mean, you use what you want, but we wanted to try to give you some information that would help you in your
That's right.
Q4 planning.
More fuel for thought.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, great. Oh, what are these?
For those of you who have been longtime customers of DeepTarget, you'll know that last year we had a holiday banner contest.
That's right.
And we're just showing some examples from last year.
And who won that? Do you remember? Okay. But
No.
I just have to say,
No,
the pumpkin is my favorite.
I love the
on the
pumpkin.
right. That is the cutest thing ever. And remember, everybody, you have 2 seconds to capture attention from your audience. 1.5 seconds is the image, and the next 1/2 second is the actual call to action or the message you're getting out there. So Chip and Win jumps right out at you as you watch this young lady carrying pumpkins and the other party going on, if you will. So the pumpkin, enjoy your relaxed holiday. It makes me want to apply now right away.
Yeah,
So,
and that's something else. You need a call to action as well.
right.
So
That's right.
someplace to drive them to. Now, here's some other examples. These are just to give you ideas of things that you can do during the
That's
holiday
right.
season.
From our team last year. And
These are submissions
These are
that we
y'all.
had.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And I love the marshmallows. I mean, I can't even do a cartwheel, and look, there's a marshmallow band doing.
Well, and notice the personalization. Kelly with her holiday loan skips.
Strong call to action.
That's right. And how about that haul away? Deck the halls, haul away. Anyway. Okay. Great. What else do we have?
All right, we have just a few more, and this is it, but just to give you guys some ideas on some banners that you can make. And I tell you, I love that puppy.
I think that was our award.
That was the award winner
Was
last
it? I
year.
didn't even
So,
know.
Brenda,
Well,
good
I
guess.
got an eye for these, right?
Okay, fantastic.
All right.
So, what time is it?
It's quarterly time, but not only are you planning,
That's right.
you are updating and you're cleaning up too.
That's right.
So this is a quarterly update. So when you get in there, this is super important in the DeepTarget application to get your product codes assigned, because that really is going to help you get the right results on your reports.
That's exactly.
So that's very important. So if you follow this, step 1 is go to your instance settings, manage account types, and that's where you can easily get your list, and those ones that are unassigned, just go and do that drop down and choose the appropriate category.
That's right.
And it's super easy, because over time you're going to be adding more product codes, and that particularly in the certificate area, because a lot of people offer 6 months, 7 months,
That's
10
right.
months, or whatever. So those seem to be the codes that get added more often than others.
So if you don't know what the code is, where can you find that code?
So if you are a marketing person and you don't know what that code is, go to someone in your organization, probably your IT person is going to be the person, or your lending officer.
That's right.
And they're going to have a list of all those product codes with their description, so you're going to know how to assign those.
That's right. Those codes show up because they come in your data to us, and then we expose them to you as potential products that might be influenced by your campaign.
And let me say, if you don't know what we're talking about, then call Helen and schedule a review meeting.
That's right.
And she can show you how to do that. But Helen, I had a question. So are you recommending not just spring cleaning, but quarterly?
This is,
quarterly?
I mean, you can do this more often, but I think on a quarterly basis, you at least ought to go in there and check that out. So you could go to any campaign, do in the campaign flyout and go to product assignments, and you can scroll down there and look at your unassigned bucket, and if you've got anything in there, that means that you need to go over here and,
That's right.
and update those.
And I know Helen has a little checklist that
Yep.
she suggests you go through each quarter to stay fully up to date.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we do talk about on our review calls,
Right.
just to see that those are up to date.
All right.
Awesome.
So here's some more good.
And some other cleanup. I know that if you've had a lot of campaigns running out there, we do reporting over the last 2 years.
Right.
So if you have campaigns that have been sitting out there since 2013 or 2015 or whatever, and you haven't deployed them in a long time, it's time to just delete those out of the system. Now, we don't want you to delete anything that's that's after January 2018. So this is how you can find out what to do. So you go to reports, go to your campaign category analytics report, and change your start date to January 1st, 2018. And when you look at that list, you're going to go down to that chart at the bottom, and anyone that has a 0 view and 0 click, then those are the ones that you want to go and delete those campaigns. And that'll just make it easier on your campaign list as you're scrolling through that. If you've got a lot of them out there, that'll just, I don't want to say ease frustration, but that'll help you.
Yeah,
that's right.
And you'll feel good because you've cleaned your house.
Yeah.
Right?
And if you set up a review meeting with Helen,
she can help you.
She and her team will help you do that.
So
that's a huge tip right there.
Right.
So not only do we plan, but we also clean up and update.
That's
so
right.
those are
plan.
Way to go, Helen, and your hints.
All right.
Okay.
And so,
and finally,
and as part of updating, we talk about quarters. Quarters are 3 months, 90 days typically. We have that on the dashboard. We have that freshness icon for your campaigns, and what that means is that every 90 days, it's a good idea to go in there and update those. You can change the color, the font, the image, whatever you want, but you can have that same campaign running, but just update the graphics so your customers won't tune that out.
And that's because every 90 days, it just becomes you don't see it anymore.
Over time, your mind is blocking it out because it's considered noise because it's not important to you right now.
But if you just refresh the color, then your mind will
wakes up.
And that's a beautiful thing.
They're amazing.
Yes, love it.
And another update that we've made, speaking of updates, it's been a little while since we've updated our banner library content. We've been updating images every month, but the banner library, which has the entire banner already constructed for you, has not been done. But we put some new ones out there. These are just some examples of some of the graphics that are there, and they're in. We've got 21 different images actually, or banners in lots of different sizes. So these are all the different sizes that we have them in. So 8 new sizes.
Awesome.
So we've got mobile and online banking, just depending on who your online banking provider is. You've got different sizes.
And so anyone can use these?
Mm-hmm.
They're out there. They're out there for you.
They're already there.
Awesome.
Take a look at them.
Awesome.
Okay.
So what time is it?
It's case study.
It's case study time, and we can't be more excited than we are today to have a great case study to share with you. Right, Helen?
It's a great one.
It's a great one. So let's go ahead and get started. And at the same time, we're going to unmute the phone, and we're going to invite Micheline and her team, perhaps, to join us from Self-Help Federal Credit Union, a $1.2 billion credit union, 74,000 members, branches in 3 states, using DeepTarget's OLB and mobile today. Micheline, are you out there?
I am. Good morning, everyone.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting us. I believe my colleague Chris Krazan is on the phone as well. Are you, Chris?
Hi, everybody.
Oh, good.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Great, thanks. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic. So Micheline is if you will, the brainchild over all of marketing and communications for Self-Help Federal Credit Union. And Chris is the hands-on expert professional who's implementing the digital marketing technology through DeepTarget. So we're so happy to have you guys here. So we're going to do a little bit of a case study. Micheline, is there anything that you would like to kick us off with about what you guys do?
I guess I would just say that we're new to DeepTarget, new meaning that we've only really been using the product for the last year and a half, and we've been super happy with the results. It's taken us a while to get going, but then when we got going, thanks to the help of the DeepTarget staff, we have been really pleased. And I know we're going to go through some of the numbers. We have a
That's
sister
right.
credit union, self-help credit union on the East Coast, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and they are envious of the work that we've done so far and are planning to launch their banners in the very near future. So we're super excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fantastic. That is great news. Well, great. Well, let's dive into the numbers and take a look. So first of all, what we always like to do is we like to look at the website. And Self-Help Federal Credit Union has a beautiful website. It is so clean and attractive and covers all of their current promotions so well. We want to compliment you guys on that first and foremost. But the real reason that we wanted to take a look at you guys is because of your overall performance in your digital marketing channels.
And as this month, as we were looking, we have a peer report that we can look across all of our customers and see the KEIs and the KMIs across everybody, and we can evaluate. That's really how we evaluate. It's not necessarily, just because we want to, but we're looking at real hard numbers. And we looked, and self-help had this incredible KEI, which is an engagement factor, and we were like, it's the lowest it's ever been. So
in the history, right?
In our history, absolutely. So you guys can all go into your dashboards and hover over the KEI icon, and up will pop the actual number that you have. And Self-Help Federal Credit Union has a KEI of 7 users, which means last calendar month, it took them on average 7 users to log in to receive 1 click. That is that's unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
So that is the highest engagement. Now we're being specific on engagement here because we have another metric called a KMI, key impression indicator, which relates to overall sales performance. But this engagement number is unbelievable. And so we had to dive in and say, what's going on at Self-Help Federal Credit Union?
What are they doing?
How did
What's
they
Chris
do that?
doing over there, right?
So before I move on, Micheline, did you know before just recently how well you were performing? And does this get you excited?
I have to say, I always heard from Chris and Greg, who couldn't make the call today, that things were looking good, but I didn't have any idea how good until I spoke with Helen earlier this week. And when she told me that 1 out of 7 users are clicking, I've been in marketing a few years, so I know that how phenomenal those numbers are. I was blown away.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Now out in the internet world, in the financial banking industry, you're considered doing good if you get 1 click in 2,000 views, which is why the KEI is a little different because you guys we're a logged in, protected environment, if you will. But 1 click out of 7 users last month is outrageous, and that's 7 unique users. So that's phenomenal. So great job. So let's keep going. So we jumped into the campaign category analytics report under the reporting section, and these are all of the campaigns categories that are running. And so there's a really healthy blend of categories. So we call this a broad distribution, and we talked about it earlier. So Self-Help Federal Credit Union is running a multitude of campaigns across all these categories, which is fantastic because we talked about just a minute ago that it's important to have those kind of financial life event promotions or products in front of the people when they're relevant. And you're going to see in a second where Self-Help Federal Credit Union has done a great job of making sure that there's a relativeness nature to all of the promotions. So not everybody's getting everything kind of thing. Okay? Yeah. Fantastic. So this is total unique impressions for the period of just July across all of these categories. And then we also want to point out that they are using ad rotation. So everybody, this is a big deal. you're maximizing. They're displaying 3 ads for a maximum of 10 seconds each, while each of their members is doing their transactional work inside of online banking or mobile.
And one thing you might have noticed about that prior chart was that all of the campaign categories were seeing a pretty equal number of views up there. And when we see something like that, we know that prioritization is not on. We suspect that prioritization is not on, but we do know that rotation is on too.
That's right. But that's because
but that's strategic planning, right?
That's right. Right,
yeah.
Greg? That's Chris. I'm sorry, Chris. That's strategic planning.
Yeah.
And in fact, you might have huddled with Greg on that, because all of your products and services are of the same level of priority or importance to your members, and so you have not isolated one or the other. But everybody remember that you can even turn on a priority campaign, say for instance a particular auto loan campaign. You just want to prioritize it just this week, and suddenly it'll pop to the top of all the users that are customers, members that are targeted for it. So fantastic. So rotation is on. Let's take a peek. Remember, you can look at both channels, in this case, online banking and mobile, the deployment, again, over the same period of time. We can see the number of impressions online banking is lower than mobile because most people they have their phone with them more often, and so they're checking accounts or transfers or what have you during the day. And then the click rates on mobile, how are they, Helen?
They're just phenomenal.
They're through the roof. That's right. And, in several instances, it's 8, 9 times the click-throughs on online banking. So mobile, I'm going to say that's generational a lot. The millennials are really interested in all the products, so that's amazing. So what about this campaign framework, Helen?
So as we were looking at those campaigns, we do have that broad mix, and then we want to do a little bit deeper dive to see where, how those campaigns were set up. So in this one, you can see that there are all users campaigns, and then we have a mix of all users and targeted ads, and self-help particularly does not overlap their all users and their targeted ads. So that was a different, a different approach. So Micheline, do you want to talk a little bit about your mix? You talk about your campaign planning for the year and your quarterly planning, but also, kind of what's your credit union's, your information on your community philosophy.
Sure. And I invite Chris to chime in. I'll just say a couple of words. So we do a entire calendar year planning for our marketing calendar, and we will finish the 2020 calendar probably by the end of November. And we have quarterly campaigns, and these campaigns are determined and then are promoted in branch, and every other marketing collateral piece that we do then supports the in-branch campaign. So for the first quarter, it might be more about IRAs and saving part of your tax return check into a savings account. And then we have a quarter of promoting loans. We have a quarter of promoting the holiday loan or skip a pay at the end of the year, and some other things that we decide we want to promote. But we also did not want to inundate our members who are signing on with only products and services banners. So we took the decision that 50% of our banners would be product and services related to support the campaigns, and then 50% would be mission or other info related. So for instance, we have a banner that again says our mission is, and we have a banner that says our annual report is now available with a link to the annual report, or our impact statement is available, or what might be, our newsletter was just released. And so I think that also has made a difference, because people are not just seeing one banner after another that promotes a product. They're actually seeing information about the credit union that they're banking with. And it seems to have worked really well.
You're building a community approach. Yeah, that's great.
Fantastic.
Hey, can I ask a question? How much time do you plan quarterly, and how much time does that usually take you in DeepTarget? And Chris, maybe you want to say.
In creating the ads, it takes maybe, a couple days or so, and I wanted to say that the interface that DeepTarget has for uploading and creating the ads is really great, and we love it. A lot of times I'll create them outside in Photoshop and bring them into DeepTarget, but the interface has been great to work with and really, really easy. One of the things I noticed in the previous slides, and thanks Helen for bringing it up earlier, was to check your unassigned products, because I did notice that our unassigned category is really high. So we'll have to look into that afterwards and getting the coding in those so we can get the exact products on those.
So we'll schedule a review call, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
We'll do that.
Helen's phone needs to be ringing off the hook. I tell you, it's time for cleanup.
I just love the fact that Helen has dramatic impact, almost immediately.
That's
so
right.
That's fantastic. So all of you guys, I bet you there's a couple others on the call out there that are actually going, oh,
Y'all better go ahead and start calling her now.
I got it. I'm sign code. No, that's great. Good. Anything else, Brenda?
Oh, no, thanks.
Okay,
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So what do we have here? So let's look into the campaign categories, but let's look at we're diving into, if you will, the categories for IRA, money market, and savings alone. And the reason we did that is the money market and the savings came online towards the end of June. The IRA was running along. And so you can see this is the number. We're doing a day view across the month of July. You can change it to week and month and so forth. But so really good, healthy set of impressions each day. So let's take a look at click-throughs.
Wow.
And here come our clicks, and we're starting to see, in fact, the gold, if you will, is the money market, and it seems to be peaking a little more than the other two, and so that's cool. And I'm wondering why that is. But there it is. Let's isolate that one money market campaign, and it's actually personalized down here on the bottom, because what Chris has done is he's left space in front of the word put for the name of the member to show up uniquely, so that personalization happens. And it could say, David, put your money to work for you, open a money market account. And of course, it's a great, crisp ad. It's very attractive. It's clean. It actually looks like a really innovative ad, right? So, Chris, if you put this together, well done on that. And Micheline, if you advised him, way to go as well. But beautiful ad. And so here's the click-through on a daily basis over the course of the month. So really healthy click-through. And then we've extended it all the way, in fact, through yesterday. And so this is the tab for a specific campaign review underneath the flyout menu in your in actually the campaign itself. We're looking at June 23rd through yesterday, and again, great impression level. Now we're looking at a week level, week over week, and then look at that. The click-through totals are just amazing.
And that's the entire life of that campaign, because that one did start that day, that June 23rd, and it's just been phenomenal.
That's correct. And so this is a Q3, so 3.0 click-through rate. And
what isn't the benchmark, like if any of our customers get 1%?
That's right. So
it's awesome, and now
that's right.
This is unbelievable.
So we consider a 1% click-through rate to be, so that's basically one click in about 1,000 views. And you heard me mention earlier that 1 in 2,000 is pretty much a standard, but we watch internally for a 1%. And this one jumped right out in our reporting for a full-on 3% click-through rate, which is outstanding. So that engagement level is once again great work.
That is awesome.
And so what has that resulted in? So just in 1 month, there's been 23 new money market campaign accounts opened, directly related and influenced by this campaign. And so that's phenomenal. So just think about, I don't have the number in front of me, but I'm betting that Chris and and Micheline have probably 20 to 30 campaigns running. If every one of them was producing this kind of number,
They'd be so busy.
your members would be so happy. You'd just be out of this world. So that's fantastic work. So don't forget about your influence conversion report. We're looking at a month view of that. And if I hovered over this, it would actually show me that number of 23. So great work. And this is going to continue on. So August numbers will be out here very shortly. Okay, fantastic. So what time is it now? It's award time. So what do we got going here, Brenda?
We are announcing the campaign of the month.
That's right.
And who got it?
Who could it be but Belleville?
They did not know. So.
Fantastic. So how about that, Chris and
congratulations.
Yeah. You guys are the winners for this month. So do you have a few acceptance speech words to throw out here?
As you walk down the red carpet.
I'm shocked. I'm very happy, but you're right. We had no idea. So, yeah, thank you. You know, every once in a while, everything just comes into place. And I think with this banner, it was spot on. And Chris and Greg, yeah, it just all came together. So, I don't know, Chris, if you want to add anything?
That's right. And I think Chris fainted.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
Great job.
Great work.
Yeah,
Great level. Look at that. This total number of, this is across the board, 14,000 unique impressions, 2,000 clicks last month. I don't know what your lending department is doing with all the follow-ups they could do. That is amazing. And just getting started, 114 total conversions just from the month of July. That's awesome. So great work to you guys. So now, we're on to our Digital Marketing Superstar of the Month, August 2019. Who is that? That's Guardian,
Yay!
Credit Union, Rachel Pace, and Brandon. And why are they so good?
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. So look at that. Amazing numbers. KEI of 14. So not quite as good as Self-Help Federal Credit Union.
But then
look at that. 329 influence conversions. KMI, Key Impression Indicator. So overall, it took them just 65 people having a unique impression to create a sale. So that's a fantastic number.
Yep.
You combine those together, their overall performance is amazing. So we couldn't be happier with such a great result for Guardian. So congratulations one more time to them. And we'll be sending those plaques out when, Brenda? Next week?
Next week, yeah, absolutely.
Great. So we hope that you guys have really learned some great things today. We're really happy with our award winners, proving just the value that you can get from DeepTarget, engaging your members and your customers. So we couldn't be happier with all of the results, and we're standing by to help. Helen is ready to support that success meeting with you. If you've got any other comments or questions, please reach out to us anytime. But keep having great success. And thanks to everybody for tuning in today. We're so happy to have you.
And our special guest.
And our special guest, absolutely, Micheline and Chris.
Who's on the floor still.
That's right. That's right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Absolutely.
So we're going to let you have the rest of your day back. So thank you so much for all that you guys do. You guys have a great week and a super safe, happy Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.